2025, huh? Well, New Year, same me. What's up, people? Before I even get into the video, I mean, look at how much we upgraded over the last one. Like, oh my goodness, bro. Like, we're professionals now, okay? We're doing this seriously. Anyways, as you can see, we're actually making a beloved pink character again. However, there are two major differences this time, which is one, we're adding something to it, and two, it's not gonna be cursed. I've actually been testing out different ways to make my creations look better, and the only way I know how to do that is by, I don't know why I cut it off like that, but I was gonna say making the eternal structure more sound. And of course that little piece in the center is just the calm before the storm. Also fiddled with different ways of filling it in, but I ultimately went with what I know. Anyways, the storm I was talking about earlier is actually coming soon, so be prepared for that. To make a long story short, doing this should actually make my structures look better. However, it does also increase the amount of time I need to work on it, which leads to the engagement part. Like the video, subscribe, make a comment or something, dude, because actually next video is going to be viewer requested anyway, so you know. But now it's time to start filling him in. Now this build actually doesn't require him to be fully symmetrical, and you'll see that in a moment. Now it's time to actually move on to the second part of the build, which is the Bandana Waddle buddy. And as you can see, I actually chose the brightest orange I could actually find, and even though it looks a little intense in person, I think it came out very well on the recording. And that's the Bandana D base done, although later I kind of realized it's more of a spherical shape, so I'll fix that later. And later is now, I guess. There's our beautiful orange egg, so let's go ahead, sit it down, and work on our pink igloo a bit more. Now what I mainly wanted to do was fix up that bottom half, because even though you guys may not see it, I still want to complete it. So let's go ahead and finish that now. But that's enough pink igloo, because now we're going to start detailing the bodies. Now you might be asking, why does this kind of look like the Lorax? And to be honest, that's a good question, but trust me, it's supposed to be Bandana Waddle. Nonetheless, once I've got this odd face shape in, I gotta lock it in and then fill it in. While the face was filled in pretty fast, I was actually kind of concerned that I made it too big, but hopefully it doesn't come back to bite me in the rump, you know? Anyways, let's add our last big piece to the igloo here, and I just noticed that I've never actually called them by their names this entire time. But who cares? I bet you can't even guess what sort of copy ability I even gave Kirby, huh? What do you mean that the title already spoiled it? Well, whatever. You're still gonna be surprised by how we got there. Now it doesn't too much look like a cap right now, but I'll worry about that a little later. For now, I'll worry about giving my friend here something that vaguely resembles hands, and this will help finish off the amount of orange that we need. Now that hand on the right actually gave me a little bit of trouble, but it's how I learned to develop a new skill too. You'll see it soon, but for now I decided to finish off the hands over here as well. I think the hands turned out very nicely, but they were kind of hard to fill in too. Anyways, this hand was pretty easy to fill out, but the other hand was actually pretty hard to do since it was kind of at an angle, and it ended up looking a little weird. Well, it's not as bad as I thought, but still looking at it from certain angles can make it look a little weird, you know? To ensure none of my hands look like that again, I decided to try a different method, and to my surprise, it worked basically flawlessly. Unfortunately, all that happiness I felt was quickly gone once I realized that, yeah, this bandana was not going to fit on his head. After spending way too much time on that first one, I decided to demolish it and make it bigger. This new revised bandana looks much better than the original, and I really like what we do at the end of it. It really brings it together. So now all we have to do to finish off the bandana is make the knot in the back, and I really like the way that this turned out. When I did this little technique here, man, it just made it look even better, so I was very happy by how this turned out. So to start finishing the hat and make it look good, I decided to work on this little white border on the edge. This way the nightcap will actually start to look like a nightcap, and I'll feel much better about the way it looks. So I actually refined the shape, made it sturdier, and it came out very quickly and pretty nicely too. So the last little bit of white I'll add here to the build is this little salmon ball at the end of the hat. So let's go ahead and get that finished. And I'll finish off the cap by putting the rest of those little yellow circles on there to bring it all together. This first one was the only odd one to make, but the other ones were the same circle, so it was very easy to make and quick to finish. So yeah, I think they turned out pretty well, and I will definitely be using this sort of tactic in future projects. But I actually almost forgot about their legs and, well, I guess feet, so let's go ahead and finish this off, and we'll be done with the body. So fun fact, you guys are never going to see any of my creations stand up, or at least the majority of them. And this is just because pipe cleaners are so hard to get to stand up, so technically this is one of the few pipe cleaners that are actually standing up on their own, so I guess that's something. So that's mission complete. He's able to stand up by himself and he looks pretty good. Now I did kind of want to add a spear to him, but I decided, nah, I don't really want to do that, so let's move on. So as you can see here, I did something a little different with the feet because it was at an odd angle, but I think I did pretty well on it considering everything. And with that, the last thing left to do is the one thing I hate most, making faces, man. I hate them. So anyways, we'll start with a simple black oval as the base and fill it in from there. You know, I really do believe I have a knack for creating cursed things because this is absolutely cursed, bro. After that, I was able to make the bright part of the eye, and while it's still pretty cursed, it's not as cursed, so that's a positive. And to finish it up, I'll make the really dark brown part of the eye that just does not show up on camera at all. And while we're here, might as well make the cheeks too, so that way we'll have all the elements we need to just put them on one after another. And with only one part of the face left, I can totally see why this character looks a little odd without a mouth. But I guess we just don't acknowledge it, huh? But with that, marks the first character complete, so let's go ahead and finish up the other one and we'll be done here. Now it's the same idea over here, except instead of making a whole oval, I just make a line and that's the entire eye. Literally that's it. I was able to use a different flavor of pink for the cheeks, and all that's left was just the mouth. It's a bit anticlimactic, but I think a simple black circle will do the trick. But with that, we have finally completed our mission, so let's go ahead and get out of here and take some awesome highlights. So, welcome to the end of the video. You made it. It was only like, what, 13 minutes? But it's rambling time, boys. So, thank you so much for watching the video. Once again, I pour my heart and soul into these things. You know, I try to always get better at them. And I appreciate your continued support, basically. And we're almost at 100 subscribers, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, 2025 is going to be a crazy year, guys. Trust me. We're gonna pop off. It's gonna be insane. So if you're ready for that, you already know what it is, bro. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. You know, I don't ask for that often, but hey, it's what you gotta do, you know. So if you're feeling up for it, you can press some simple buttons, and that would mean the world to me, you know. So I just want to come here to say at the end, once again, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I see you in the next one, which will be subscriber requested, actually. So see you then.